Hello, my dear friends, and my dear fellow shining beings. It is Sylvia, I, spelled with an I. Ah, Sylvia, spelled with an I. My personal microaggression. One day I might make a video about that. Coming to you from beautiful Eastbourne by the sea, and today beautiful is pouring down with rain. The storms of the night have calmed down a little bit, but the rain is just falling and falling. And that's a good thing. We need a lot of rain after the dried summer. And I'm really, really looking forward to today's live stream. I've been like, oh, it's on Sunday. I wish I could do it today. But wow, what a week it's been. I mean, what a week it's been. Good morning, Paul and Ilka. Good morning. Lovely to have you here with me. And Bear. Good morning, Bear. Paul from England, I think. Ilka from Germany. Bear from Ireland. We are coming together, and I'm just really looking forward today. Good morning, Marianne from Germany as well. Ha. And Alex Kent, oh my good grief, Alex Kent, and he lives in the United Kingdom, I believe. Welcome, welcome to you all, and welcome to everyone who is going to be joining us at any point in time and space watching the replay, which is as live as the live stream it itself. Whoa, and Julia Saroni, good morning, dear Julia. I think of you a lot, and yes, I'm really pleased to have you here with me today. Wow, brilliant, cool. Ooh, and Roberta Ann from the USA. Good morning, Roberta Ann. All right, guys. Right. I will try and keep up with the live feed and saying good morning to people as much as I can. But I am a very, very excited Sylvia this morning. An excited Sylvia spelled with an I. Oh, man, what a week it's been. Um, I don't really know how to start, where describe it. Um, where do we start with this? It's been just so amazing. It's Star Matrix related. I'm doing Star Matrix 3 at the moment. That's the third time I've both led and personally done this course. Because it's video based, I can watch it myself. And so when the lady on the screen says, now I'd like you to remember da 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 da, or I'd like you to do this and that, of course I do it. And so I get to do it as well, which is absolutely brilliant. And this week on SMX3 was on the other star powers. And for those of you guys that don't know what that is, good morning, Wendy Stoughton, and good morning, Wendy Purse. Lovely. Hello, Scotland is here with us too. Fantastic. For those of you guys who don't know what that is that Star Matrix there, we remember the best positive experiences of our life. And everybody starts with sort of the usual experiences you have in the heart, like when you get married, when you have your first child, when you won a trophy, or the teacher applauded you at school, something like that. Or just lovely experiences on holiday in nature, or something more recent, you know. And but as the course progresses, we go through different topics of memories. And one of these topics is what I called the star powers instead of superpowers, because every person actually has these superpowers that I call star powers, because I don't think that you need to be a superman or anything super or paranormal or extraordinary. Every person has their own star powers. And there are all kinds of different things that when you people ask about their star powers. And, you know, for me, it's creativity. It's my first star power. Somebody else once said it was patience or empathy or, you know, this, every person has these. Just going to say good morning to Deborah. Hello, Deborah. Every person has these star powers. And we start with the first star power, the one that you already know and you've got absolutely loads of good memories about. For example, I'm like to write and paint, and I'm creative, and I've had these wonderful experiences of specific, experiences with art and creativity and writing that were just out of this world. There were star events in my life. And then that's unit 5, I think. And unit 6, we're going to talk about your other star powers. And that's interesting. So, for example, what other things have you done? Even if you've only done it once in your life, that means you've done that. Like seen a ghost, or healed somebody, or had a magical experience with an animal where you could understand what they were trying to tell you, or where you connected with a wild animal and that really responded to you. So kind of a shamanic connection. And when you ask people about those sort of experiences, the other sort of experiences, it's just amazing that everybody has those too. Good morning, Lucas. Hi there. Lovely to have you here with me. Every person has these other paranormal experiences as well. And it's really quite interesting because it's generally held that normal people don't have those sort of experiences. Normal people don't see ghosts, don't communicate with animals, don't have precognitions, don't have meaningful dreams, don't have this entire array of experiences that normal people actually really do have. They do. I've never ever been anywhere and started talking about these sort of experiences. Have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever seen an angel? Have you ever, had a really extraordinary experience? And people have them. Everybody has them. And when you're looking at people that you don't think at all would have those sort of experiences, like, I don't know, bricklayers, bikers, fishermen, Essex girls, whatever, and they all have them. They all do. Just because they don't talk about them doesn't mean they don't have them. It's an amazing thing. Good morning, Sarabi, and good morning, Revitalize Your Life. That's an awesome name. I commend your parents for choosing such an awesome name to give to you. I mean, that's just great. It's a good name. Revitalize Your Life. Excellent. Yeah, so what happened there on Star Matrix 3 was that I was starting to think, wait a minute. If every person has these experiences, then there must be something wrong with our definition of normal. There must be something wrong with normal. Because if all human beings have these experiences, then to say that it's not normal to have these experiences completely invalidates the whole concept of normal. What the hell? What the hell is going on? And as I started sort of more thinking about these things and the effect it had on my life to have had all these so-called abnormal or anomalous experiences. Anomalous means abnormal. I can understand in hindsight why when I was a child, I used to think that I wasn't normal, that there was something wrong with me because I wasn't like the other kids in school. Now, what I've learned over the years is that every kid sits there and thinks that. Every kid thinks that. Because none of them are normal by the definition of normal, because what a human being really is, the normal for a real human being, is completely outside of that idea of normal that we're being presented with. So, good morning, Julie Elizabeth. Hi there. Guys, I've got to get a little drink of water and have a proper cough, else I can't continue here. Very excited by this. So imagine this, a whole school class of children, 50 children from all different backgrounds. Imagine a German school class where they don't do this whole private school thing where the rich kids go, which is really good for civilization, I believe. Imagine that sort of school class. All different children, all different backgrounds, and every single one of them sits there and thinks that they're not normal. That's insanity. That is structurally so deep, so problematic. I've said the word. It is so problematic to how you feel about yourself, how you feel in your society, in your family, and in that whole context of being a human being, being, being human, being a member of the human race. Wow. So clearly, what we need to do here, is to have a word about this idea of normal. And so the conclusion that I have drawn to this is that people who are not normal or seem to be not normal are not as good as pretending to be normal than the people who seem to be normal. Don't know whether that sentence made any sense to you guys, but it really is. The skill here is to pretend to be normal. Some people are better at it than others, and so they appear to be more normal. But they're not, because they're human beings and they also see ghosts and they also have these star events. It's a crazy thing. Morning, Solar Hawk 7. Hi there. It's the craziest thing. And what we see here at the moment, the insanity of identity politics, what we're seeing there is some kind of an attempt to redefine that same narrow concept of what normal is, but just move it, vroom, to somewhere else. So what used to be normal isn't normal anymore. We want to make a different normal. But this new normal that they're trying to make is another corset to restrict human beings, to label them, to identify them, to decide what's good and what's bad. This is also a form of normal that fits nobody. It doesn't fit anyone. It's a corset that doesn't fit anyone. It's not a one size fit all. It's a size that fits nobody. So I'm super excited here, as you can tell. Loretta Day. So then my thought turned to the fact that what we need to do is we need to do something with this concept of normal. It is clearly not big enough to encompass the true human experience that real human beings living in a real universe really have. And that's the problem. That is the core problem. The core problem is 8 billion people all sitting there thinking they're not normal and that they need to hide their defects or that there's something wrong with them. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Even a psychologist could surely understand how deeply damaging and limiting that really is. Good morning, Janine. Hi there. Hello. Well, we've got lots of people here today. It's wonderful. Lots of love to you all. Yeah, so that's why we really need to talk about normal. We really need to talk about it, not just talk about it. We need to do something about it. We need to do something about it. And when I was doing the German live stream this week, my dear Energy Mind gave me a really beautiful session of how we can expand the normal. And I'm looking forward to doing that with you guys in a little while. Towards the end, we'll do that in a minute. In the meantime, if you have any thoughts or comments on what I've just been saying, the fact that too many, well, all of us at a very profound level actually think there's something wrong with us, that we are not normal, and that there's something that we need to fix about us, something very deeply structural that's gone wrong somewhere. God knows which trauma it was, or whether we fell on our heads out of the crib when we were babies, or perhaps it was in a past life. Something terrible happened, and now we're not normal. And we need to heal ourselves to get back to being normal, to being somehow right. Morning, Maggie. It's that is something that if we can get over that, individually and collectively, I think we're going to take a huge step in feeling better about ourselves, about our lives, and about being here in this life that we've created for ourselves. I think to get over that there's something wrong with me mentality that needs to be fixed, and go instead for real evolution is the key forward here. It's the key forward. I saw a TV show the other day, and this guy said that I can't change who I am. I can't change who I am. I've tried. I've been on rehab programs. I've been doing all sorts of things, but I just can't change who I am. And the person he was talking to said to him, look, you're not supposed to change who you are. You're supposed to evolve. And I went, yes, exactly. That's right. That's exactly right. The reason that so many people think that in order to find those things they want out of life, be that love or money or health or freedom or opportunity or anything else that any of you desire, the reason you're not getting that is because there's something wrong with you that you need to fix first. That you need to change who you are. Like the man said, my life's been terrible. I'm a terrible mess. Nothing's working. Misery follows me wherever I go, but I can't change who I am. I've given up. I've tried, You don't, and the woman said, yeah, you don't need to change who you are. You just need to evolve, move forward. And I think when we stop thinking of ourselves as victims and as there being something wrong with us, and start to actually think of ourselves as the gift that only we would have to give, the gift that only we would have to give as individuals, something tremendous could happen for us individually and societally too. Let's just see what Barbara says here. I totally agree that you've said. I think a person may have been looked at a neighbor in class and thought they appeared normal. Right. Of course, you always look at the other children in class and you think that some of them are more normal. They may be more popular. And I think for me personally, this was always very useful. I grew up in a pub, so I was fully aware from a very young age that the people who are held up to be good citizens and normal were no such thing, And this is also another example. Like, a good politician, for example, isn't supposed to have a sex life, isn't supposed to want money, isn't supposed to do all these things, isn't supposed to ever do anything wrong, isn't supposed to get angry. It's ridiculous to ask that of any man or woman or person of any sex or any definition, of any human being. It's too much to ask. It's ridiculous. We're human beings. We need systems that acknowledge this rather than trying to deny it. Oh, love-based system, but we'll come to that in a moment. Let me see what Sarabi has to say. Hi, Sarabi. It might sound strange, but really don't want anyone to call me normal. Yes, well, that's the other thing, isn't it? That's the other thing. Then you get into the flip state, the angry state, where you're going, well, I don't want to be normal. I'm going to quote Jim Morrison, cancel my subscription to the resurrection. I want to go to the house of detention. I have friends inside. That's that flip. I hate normal. Normal is bad, I never want to be normal. I never want to be normal. What's the presupposition in that then? Under the thoughts of what normal is, and that normal gives you love and light, and you need to snaffle around in the dark and go to the dark side of the force if you're not normal. This is extremely damaging. And oh, how often have I seen that in people? How often have I seen that in people who've embraced this not normal anti-culture type stuff and, basically ended up in jail, and it made a hobby out of it. It's so, so sad. It's understandable because what we are being told is normal is so constrictive, so wrong. And the more powerful, creative, individualized any person is, the wronger normal will feel to them, the more ridiculous it'll seem to them. But it does seem ridiculous to everyone. See, and that's the key understanding. We go to this is a typical trope meme type thing that I think everybody in the world by now understands. The American high school with the bitchy, good-looking blonde cheerleader who dates the quarterback from the football team. So we take her and we take her out and put her in a little cell and we say to her, "Are you normal?" And she will tell you she's not. She's just manipulating the system because she learned how to do that. She's not normal either. And she doesn't want to be normal. And that's a hideous tragedy. Imagine we had a different normal. And this is something that sort of unfolded as the week went on and I started to think about all these things. Is that completely lost my plot, was looking at the comments there. I completely lost where I was going with this. Where were we? The cheerleader, the normal. All right. What if normal was attractive? What if it was beautiful? Oh, yes. And that was my thought that it went. Okay, I realize what's happened here. Normal is a sort of the zero world on the modern energy chart. I don't need to hold it up. You all know the modern energy chart. Just imagine I'm holding it up. The 0 point of nothing is supposed to be where normal is. There's no passion, there's no desire, there's nothing good, there's nothing bad. It's this boring life that you live prescribed by society until the day you die. This long, stretched out old chewing gum that's lost all its taste, that stretches out into infinity before you, and which causes many people to decide they don't want to play that game and just kill themselves. And other people look at that and they rebel against it. It's horrible. 0. What if normal for a human being was +10 instead? What if that was the case? A normal human being is supposed to have an energy system that runs at +10, and that's a normal human being. And those normal human beings can do everything. They can see ghosts, they can shoot arrows straight into a target with a blindfold on, they can communicate with animals, they can enchant a room with their words or with their person, they can make sad people happy, they can make the lame walk, that's normal. +10, that's normal. Do you want to be normal now? If that was the case, if +10 was normal, if we just took normal and shifted it up, whoosh, to +10, now would it be more interesting to be normal? to be more powerful, more effective, more capable of doing anything. Fully actualized, fully healed. No need to go on a past life regression trip for the 700,000th time, where once again you were a witch burned on the bonfire. You know, no need for these shenanigans. Way past it. What an energy chart. Way past it. We're now out into actualization and actually being something that's useful with other people. Oh man, connecting with other normal people. Plus 10 normal people, the others, and being able to exchange ideas with them and have you understand them. Oh my God. Now that would be groovy, wouldn't it? Let's have a look at the comments for a moment. Paul says, a few weeks ago, I woke up and out of sorts. I could only describe it, felt strange, so I wanted to tap on the positive. The positive that came to me was normal. Wow, I want to be normal. Wow, Paul, that's just pretty much, yeah. If we turned the word normal from this horrible, limiting, judgmental, nasty, painful corset that fits nobody into something attractive and desirable and beautiful, then normal becomes a positive. Normal becomes a super positive, even if you will. Lucas said, that's quite kind of like this. Lucas said, yesterday my friend said, we are human beings and not human doings. Yes, indeed. Doings should also include thinkings and dreamings as well, not just carrying rocks from one place to the other. There's more to life than carrying rocks from one place to the other. What if the high energy state was higher than plus 10? Look, modern energy chart is a structural thing that helps us retrain the way we think about people, right? So that we have some way of assessing where we ourselves and other people are at. The really high energy states, the plus 10s, are very brief experiences at present with an afterglow that might last a day, a week, don't know. But we really have no concept of what it is like to live at plus 10 at all. No concept, no idea, which is why I've sort of invented the idea of the others. Just a thought model. What would happen if a lot of plus 10 people were all living together in a village? What would they be doing? To get some kind of a role model or an idea that is outside of what we've been given as the perfect normal, the old normal. So let's go there first. Let's have some plus 10 experiences so we get a bit of a taste of that, and then we can evolve and move towards it, is what I would say. I guess each person is normal in their own right. Right, okay. The expansion of the word normal, of the concept of normal, is what happened during the German live stream on Wednesday. And all the thoughts that I've had since then have sort of come from that experience. So how about we'll do that now? It's not a heavy duty thing. We don't have to start ringing the bells and lighting the incense here. In fact, that's not what we want to do. And if it wasn't for this whole thing with the normal, which I think is super important, I would be talking today about the whole story with the shifting and the Project Sanctuary and everything else. And yeah, I've made a video about that. Please look it up. It's on YouTube. It's close by. I did that yesterday. Big personal experience for me. But let's just do this thought experiment with the normal. So I started out with just making a little ball in front of me. That's the current normal. What you think, what you feel, what you believe is the current normal in the society that you live in. Okay? Little ball, that big. With all the rules and regulations, what a normal woman should do or a normal gay person should do, and what a normal transsexual should do, and what a normal child should be like, what a normal grandmother should be, what a normal father should be doing with their children. That collection of information of normal, we can represent this by this ball. Okay. So I then asked myself, what on earth can we do with this? Because it is so limiting, it is so wrong, it is so denying of the truth of what human beings are really all about. It is so limiting, so limiting. It's terrible. I mean, in the modern society, we even have an idea that it's not normal to be a Christian or to believe in God or, follow a religion or practice a religion. That's not normal. Only crazy people do that. I mean, it's just shrunk in many ways from what it used to be back in the day. It's extraordinary. Instead of progress, we have like regress and compression. It's no wonder that people just started moving outside of that and started doing weird stuff. So what we're going to do with that? And my dear Energy Mind suggested what we need to do is we need to send that some love. So what I'd like you to do is to just leave that there. It can stay right there. It's not going anywhere. Let's just assume the heart position here for a moment and turn on our energy person even more than it was already there. Really turn it on. Really power up here. Deep breath in and out. You've got this lovely heart center, and that doesn't have to generate love. It can just flow it through. A bit like Reiki, the whole universe is made of love. Just take it through and channel it through you. And that's what makes that energy unique in all times spent. Because it's not just any old love, it is your love, personally your love, after it's come in and run through your energy system. So what we're going to do is we're going to give our little ball some love. And when we do that, we start putting some love into that. This thing starts to expand. And you can feel that. It's brilliant. Put more love into it. Just let that love flow into it. You can feel that nasty contraction of this thing that's normal. Horrible fear contraction. To relax and loosen out a little bit. And as it does that, this thing becomes bigger. And that is really a beautiful thing. Let's add some more love into that. Let's really ramp that up and flow some more love into that. You can begin to sense that it's starting to sparkle. It's coming to life. It's waking up. It's becoming closer to reality. It's like this normal has contracted in fear. Like, a little child will curl up in a ball. Let's just keep sending it more love, this normal, and let it expand further until it begins to encompass you completely, so that you are now completely inside of this new normal. And we can take that even further still. Just let that love keep flowing through you and into that normal. The more love it gets and the more it expands, the more sparkling it becomes. And it may now encompass your entire house, your part in the town, your town. Just let that keep running through you and start really sensing that, how you are expanding this concept of normal, how much more light and life and sparkle there is in it, and expand it more. Just let it expand fast now. Taking in your entire country, your continent, the entire world, and the whole solar system and the galaxy. And let it expand further, this concept of normal, until it encompasses the entire universe. And that's still not all there is. Just let it expand further until it encompasses the entire multiverse. That is the new normal. You are right inside of it. I am right inside of that. Everybody is. Everybody is welcome here, has their place here, has their path here, has their existence here. And this new normal allows all of us to really now raise our crowns of light, expand our radiant wings. Because when we do that, we own both day and night, and we can do splendid things. And that's the new normal. Welcome to the new normal. And I do believe that this new normal represents reality absolute, much more correctly, much more precisely, more user-friendly, more beneficial, more practical on every level than the old tiny normal ever could, that excluded not just you and me, but actually everybody. Ha! Okay. Let's see what people reckon here. What's going on? Let's have a quick look. What we got? Solarhawk said, that's intense. Excellent. Yes, I love that too. I really felt that. And by all means, do this more than once. Do it more than once. You know, start with the old ideas of normal. You can be topical on this too. You know, what is a normal woman? What is a normal German or a normal American? What is a normal housewife? What is a normal soldier? And let that expand. Just let the love flow into it and expand it. As it does, it helps us create new pathways in the brain, expand our concepts, our understanding, and allows this enormous space for new information to come in, but also inside this enormous space to make connections. It's beautiful. Love it. I was so excited to share that with you guys today. And I just hope you can sense the beauty of that, of welcoming all of humanity into this space where we have a real normal, have the space to really understand what's going on with people. Barbara had a question. Is a murderer in prison normal? Is a nurse an angel normal? As there exist currently, as we speak, in all the prisons around the world, some 300 million murderers and some 500 million nurses, clearly it is very normal under circumstances for people to become murderers and nurses. Clearly, it's clearly normal. Because it's happening. It is happening. It is here. It is staring us in the face. And we need to investigate that from a place of not that, oh, they're just abnormal. We can ignore them. We can ignore them. Away with the murderers, away with the nurses. The nurses probably have some Florence Nightingale concept there. The murderers, oh yeah, well, they're just born bad. Let's just ignore them. What about homeless people? Let's just ignore them. They're anomalous. They're not normal. What about all the autistic people? Well, yes, we can make a lot of money from them, especially when we start them at 2 years old with a $200,000 treatment plan. In fact, I just saw somebody shared an article that we've now decided that there are as many girls who can have the autistic diagnosis that they seem to be normal because they have better coping mechanisms. But if we drill down to this, we get the other 50% of the population into these expensive treatment programs. Wonderful. Yes. So let's see. Right, Wendy. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. No judgment, but acceptance and recognition and appreciation, if all. Let's just start with bloody recognition. If so many people, look, if even one person in a human population does something, that means that there must be something about humans that allows that to happen, that causes that to happen. If this person can still breed with other members of the species, then we have to include whatever it is that they were doing in just being human. Not superhuman, just human. Human beings do human things. And, starting with that point of just recognition that all these things are human, that people do the most horrendous things when societies become stressed enough, or if the wrong thoughts are being, believed or transmitted. That's normal human behavior. If we want to find out how human behavior works, how human beings work, then we need to stop this business with, that's just abnormal. Let's ignore. They're just crazy. They're just stupid. They just got a hormonal imbalance. We ignore that. That behavior. We don't need to look at that. No. We'll never learn how people work. And I tell you what, I love it that Star Matrix brings those topics into awareness, and instead of them putting them into this box called paranormal, in brackets, crazy, deluded, stupid, schizophrenic, brain damaged, you better go and get some therapy. Instead of that, to say, hey, this is interesting. This is brilliant. All these different people, we can make a Venn diagram and find out something really interesting about how the human mind works, the human brain works. The supernormal, it's not supernormal, it's just normal. It just seems to be supernormal from this limited perspective. This is nice. Solarhawk says, love the new upgrade. Thanks, Sylvia. You're most welcome. You are most welcome. We are indeed normal. We are human beings. We are normal. And our behaviors are normal. There are normal responses to what we've been through and the crazy environment we're living in. This crazy construct that came up with these ideas of how to define normal in this tiny little horrible, repressive, nasty way. So please, by all means, go out and spread the word. Spread the word that the new normal invites everyone to the party, the great party of being alive, being conscious, being a human being in this extraordinary world of ours. The greatest adventure is your life. The greatest adventure is your life. I'm reminded of this thing where they're saying about, you got the egg and you got the sperms, and there's like 1 million sperms swimming to the egg, and one of them makes it. Woohoo, first prize, moment of conception. How unlikely it is that you are here today. You know, what the chances are that you've been given this chance to have this life. And I'm endlessly fascinated by human beings, endlessly fascinated by human beings. And I want to know why they do the things they do, why they think what they think, and find upgrades, evolve. See, look, people have tried to beat the Sylvia out of the Sylvia in various ways, with paddles and belts and coat hangers in the earlier days, and in the latter days with rejection and accusations and all sorts of things. People have tried to beat the Sylvia out of the Sylvia, and it doesn't work. It really doesn't. Like that guy said, I can't change what I am, but I can evolve. And that's beautiful. And it's not, I don't need to heal. This is the thing. I don't need to heal. I just need to evolve. Evolve my understanding, my perception, my abilities. Yeah, it's groovy to be Sylvia and to be alive. It really is. It's really groovy. I'm on the greatest adventure there is, alive in the physical world. And so are you guys. And we are all welcome here and we all belong here. So does everyone. It's brilliant. I love it. Okay. Okay, guys. So that was fun. And it was a very long live stream, but there was so much. And I just had such an amazing week connecting dots and understanding things. And, not being not normal anymore, or rather being normal in the new definition of normal, has cheered me up. Really has cheered me up. It's like a very old thing that got laid to rest by this general idea that, I was presented with the wrong idea of what normal was supposed to be as a child. There is another idea of what normal is supposed to be. It's that huge inclusive space of the universe working as it should and showing us cause and effect if only we open our eyes and ears and all our senses to hear the feedback, feel the feedback, taste the feedback. It's a long, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I'm delighted. I'm delighted to find out that I'm actually normal after all, that I never have to be superhuman or super normal, because being a human being is so much more than we were ever misled to believe. This I know for a fact. I know that for a fact. And it makes me happy and excited. And this is something I want more people in the world to know, that they are so much more than they think they are, that they don't have to become superhuman at all, that they don't have to change who they are. Make it your goal to evolve a little. And how do we do that? By being more happy more often. All right, guys, that was fun. I hope you've enjoyed it too. If you lead a meditation group, by all means, please pass the new normal meditation on. I think it's really lovely and feels wonderful. And it's a real, and really it does tell us what our societies all need, our individuals all need. We just all need more love. We need more love, less criticism, less hatred. We need to love more often and practice that. Yeah, that can be the homework exercise for this week. Go out there and practice your loving and see how good you can get at it. Guys, thank you very much for your time, the most precious thing you have to give, and your attention. And I hope you're excited too about the future, in spite of the fact that next week there's an American election and all hell will be loose in a handbasket, one way or the other. Keep a good attention on your dear energy body. Keep your heart happy and steady. Refuse to get angry. And if you do get angry, just say, okay, that's human. But now I want to get out of it. I want to get back to a loving state, a proactive state, where I'm actually some good to myself, my body, my family, and my society. I think that will be a marvelous thing. So lots of love to you, and I'll see you again next week for next exciting journey into the wonderful worlds of modern energy and the future. Lots of love to you. Stay not just safe, stay happy, stay on the lookout for good things in your life, and make the second count. Lots of love to you. Bye for now.